Are you feeling overwhelmed when you go into your craft room and thinking, I don't know where to start, it's a mess, I've got half finished projects on the go, I've got scraps, I've got boxes of bits and pieces, but yet I still feel like I need to go out and buy something? Then this method will really help you in enjoying your hobby again and just feeling more fulfilled and having a tidier, more organised life. This method I followed changed the way that I did my sewing, and I also use this concept throughout my entire house. It's a method by Dana K. White. She has written some books and things. She's on YouTube and all over the place, so I will link her down below. And she has a method of decluttering where you're not getting everything out all at once. We're doing it one thing at a time, so whether it be one drawer, one cupboard. So if you look around your craft room now and you just think, it's a mess, I don't know where to start, I'm gonna have to, this is gonna take a whole day to get this organised, or a whole weekend, and I just want to sew, or I just want to knit, or I just want to crochet. How can I just get it a bit more tidy but without sacrificing my free time? Then this will hopefully work for you. She says that you can start with one drawer or one cupboard. So this is one easy way of doing it. So go straight to whether it be your desk or whether it be where you keep your fabrics, and just have a look and go, right, let's just tackle this one thing at a time. Now, she has a thing called the container concept, and she said you need to treat what you're looking at as a container, and can everything fit in the container? So she said you can look at, say, your drawers, or a cupboard, or a room as a container, or even your house as a container. Can I fit all the things in this container? Because a container will only hold so many things. If you can't fit it in there, do not buy more storage. Do not think, I need a bigger craft room, I need an extra cupboard, I need an extra desk. What you need to be doing is going, how can I fit everything I've got or everything I want to have in the space or in the cupboards and things that I've already got? So you do not need to buy more storage. You need to concentrate on what you've got at the minute. And this is the method that I followed, and it really worked for me. So I'm hoping that you perhaps have tried something similar, or that you will try it and just see and let me know how you get on. Now, I had 2 years ago, I did a series of decluttering videos all about my sewing room, and it was so overwhelming. I had an IKEA Kallax unit which was literally bursting to, I could barely push the drawers, the little cubes in and out, because it was absolutely ram full of fabric, notebooks, unused brand new notebooks in one of the Kallax units, patterns, same patterns I'd made or hadn't made, and they just sat there, and then I was still buying more patterns and more fabric and not getting rid of anything. So what I decided to do was I started off first of all by looking at my fabrics. Now, what was actually my colour palette? Because if anything didn't really suit my colour palette, then because there was a reason why I didn't want to make anything with these fabrics. I'd bought them maybe on a whim, I'd gone into a shop or seen it online, seen someone else buy that, and then I was like, I don't want to wear, they're not the colours that I particularly want to wear, so I would never gravitate to it. So one thing also is looking at your colour palette, which there is a playlist all about, so I will put that probably in the description box below, all about finding out your colour palette. So I looked at what colours of the fabrics I had, and anything which I didn't want to wear, that's it, it got donated to the charity shop, or it went to the textile recycling. I had to be quite ruthless about it, just to free up some space. And talking of which, I currently have this now. So I found 2 years on, this is an ongoing process, but I don't feel upset or that I'm wasting anything. So this here is a big bag full of scraps, whether it be leftover pieces of fabric. So I've already made a garment, like a coat or a cushion cover or a shirt, which didn't quite go right because my sewing machine messed up the buttonholes and they went wrong, and the shirt I made was a little bit too small, so I'm not actually going to wear it. Why am I keeping it? I can't donate it, it's not good enough to donate, so it's going to go to the textile recycling. I have some jersey fabric here which I made a sweatshirt from, and what is left over, it's not quite long enough for like having sleeves cut out of it, so I can't actually make another garment out of it. So it's taking up a whole big cube of my Kallax unit. And this is what I did. So I went through, I had a bag, so a dedicated scrap bag, and scraps are not like that. Scraps could be a sizable chunk. Now I did set up a Destash account on Instagram. Anything which is new fabrics, which is sort of like 2 meters or so, just above that, I then sold on bits and pieces, but I was still left with quite a lot. So a lot of it went to the charity shop and then recycling. So now I have one bag. So when I finish the project, that 1/2 meter or whatever I have left, it just goes in this bag. And then when I get a full bag like I have now, I then book a trip to the local recycling centre, like the dump, and it goes in there and I bag it up and it goes in their textile bin, and it frees up my space, because why am I holding on to it? I'm not going to make it out of anything, make it into anything else, and it's just sitting there. So that's what we're probably going to do tomorrow, actually, go and get rid of that sack I've got down there. And then what I also do is, so I went through all my things and just minimise. So what I had was fabrics which were in my colour palette, which had a length so long enough to make into, say, like a dress or a shirt or that kind of thing. And nothing else, it's going. I do have a length of swimsuit fabric and some swimsuit lining fabric, which I might try and offload onto my Destash account perhaps, because I'm not going to make swimwear. You know, it's quite involved, and then if it doesn't turn out great, why am I keeping it? So that is going to go, and so by that I can just open up my cube, see what I've got, and then I can make something. Or I know that, oh, if there's I see a dress that I like, I know that I've got fabric in the colour that I'm going to wear and it's long enough to make a dress out of, so I can just go straight there. It's getting, what you need to do is break that mentality of keeping up with everyone else, of buying and buying and buying. I've seen many people on YouTubers who have their craft rooms and they have their Hales units and they're absolutely full, they're open shelving and they're absolutely full of stuff, yet they're still buying more things. And I think in the current, like the prices of everything going up with grocery prices and all sorts, and utility bills going up through the roof, why are we being wasteful? And we're not enjoying the fabrics that we've got. They're gonna sit there, get dusty or faded, and then we get off them. And I just think, no, enjoy, buy something, enjoy it. Maybe I have like a few fabrics that I've had for a couple of years and it's sat there, but they're basic, so it's like a plain navy viscose cotton or something like that, which I think at some point I can make into some culottes, but it's not gonna go, it's not a trend, it's not a pattern which is gonna be, I'm gonna go off. It's a basic that I've got, so if I get a good pattern, I can then go straight to that fabric and know that I've got it. If I have something which is very sort of a bold pattern, I think I would have to buy that specifically to make into something straight away. I think the longer you have like specifically a pattern fabric, it will just sit there and you might go off it and think, I've got nothing, what am I going to make it in? Unless you're making it in a one-piece dress. If you're doing it to make a top, have you got anything which it's going to pair it with? And I think a lot of people then tend to buy something else and then buy something else and then buy something else, and then all of a sudden they've got all these bold patterns and busy fabrics and they don't really know what to do with them. So I have went through and organised cutting mats. So I have a cutting mat which I've then tidied away. I am more of a scissors person than a rotary cutter, but all of that has been tidied away and organised and sorted, and I try to keep a tidy desk. So when I want to sew, it's already empty. I can then go straight there. I know the cube where I am, and then I can just go straight to my desk. And one of the things that Dana K. White says is when you go to declutter, if you find something, you have to go, okay, where would I look for it? If I went to look for this item, where would I look for it? And the place where you go to look might not be the logical place, but that's where you put it. So I've actually got some books for my job at work, and I keep them in with my sewing things. And it's not because, oh, it doesn't really make sense that why would I have work stuff in with my sewing, but I know that it's a fairly, you know, they're sort of quite big size books, and I have that Calex unit, and I have sort of a stationary box within there which has books of sewing and pens and pencils, that kind of thing. So the place where I think I will look for that book, reference book, will be in that cube rather than in the cupboard in the living room. I put it in there, and it's, if you know where you're going to go and look for it, put it there. It's so much easier to find. And her second thing that she says is when you are decluttering, take it there straight away. So where you would put something, like if it's all mixed up and you go, where would I look for it? Then you take it, it's like, take it there now. So you go and you put it straight away in there. And if you take one drawer at a time, you look through, where would I look for it? Or do I actually need it? You then decide what you're going to do with it, and then it goes there. The danger, she also points out, is thinking that you can sell things on, because a lot of time people try and sell things on and it just sits there and sits there. Facebook Marketplace is a prime example of that. If you ever have a browse around, I mean, I've tried selling things before, like books and things, and people will message all of a sudden and go like, oh, is it available? Can I come and see it? And then when you get, and then you reply straight away, and that's it, they ghost you. You never hear anything about it, or they never decide when they want to come, and then you end up having to sit in for like an entire Sunday on the off chance that someone's gonna like pop in. And I had it once with a set of books about 6 months ago, and it was a nightmare. And in the end, I was like, the money that I was gonna get for it was like £8, I think, if that, maybe £10. But the messaging went on for like 4 days, and then trying to arrange a time when someone was actually gonna come by and then collect these books. I thought I should have just donated them straight to the charity shop, which is what I did with the rest of them. Sorry, I went off on a bit of a Facebook Marketplace rant. I could be here all day talking about that, but I will stop on the Facebook front. But I really want to encourage you today to look at her strategies and look at what have I got, how can I get it organised so you can enjoy it, so you can find that you're not wasting time when you do have free time to then go and sit down and do your craft in a nice relaxing space, and you know where everything is. I hope you found this useful. If you have, please give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to follow for more videos.